Welcome to CoolTrade Radio, home of the robotic trading revolution. In the stock market, the cards are stacked against you. CoolTrade gives you the tools you need to dominate the stock market through automated trading. Learn to fight back against the powers that be on Wall Street using their own weapons. With CoolTrade, the game has changed in your favor. And now, your hosts, Pace Ellsworth and CoolTrade CEO, Ed Barsano. Welcome, everyone, to CoolTrade Radio. I'm Pace Ellsworth. I'm a techie guy and a financial planner and always looking for a way to get ahead in the market, make my money make the most for itself. Now, how many of you have money in the stock market? Are you trading it yourself or somebody doing it for you? Ever wonder why you're trying harder and harder to turn a profit and you're just seeing it gets harder and harder as time goes on? Well, it's time to automate. The technology is finally here. And I'm here with the man who made it possible, the creator of CoolTrade, CoolTrade CEO, Ed Barsano. Ed, how did the market do today?
What do you mean, how did it do? Who cares?
Who cares? Well, a lot of people care how the market did. If it did well or if it did poorly, I mean, doesn't that matter?
No, that's chasing the market. I mean, that makes no sense. You know, the stock market goes up and it goes down. It really doesn't matter. You know, the key is as long as you have your strategy in place and the automated trader, or, well, I shouldn't say automated trader. I mean, however you're investing.
Yeah.
You know, you want a discount, right? You want a discount on anything you buy if you go to the store. So how come, you know, if you have a down day in the stock market, when the stocks go down, you don't look at it as an opportunity, you know, to buy, you know, at a lower price?
Well, yeah, I guess the problem is people hold the market, and then when the drop comes, they lose all their money. Like it reminds me, there was a little crash like that. The big one this year was just a few months ago.
Oh, you mean when the Dow dropped 1,000 points in a few minutes? Yeah, that was the greatest day ever.
It was just a couple of days straight, though. The market just lost all the gains that we had all this year. But the bigger one, at least relative to the size of the market, was when the market was still recovering from 2008. In 2010, we had that flash crash. And
oh yeah, that was a gift from God.
Everybody was talking gift from God. Well, let's hear what the general reaction was. This was a clip from Jim Cramer. He was on Jimmy Fallon back in the Late Show. This was in 2010, May 2010.
I want to know. Last week was insane.
Yeah.
On Wall Street. What exactly happened?
We lost control of the market. The market dropped 700 points in probably 4 minutes.
Yeah.
The machines took control. When I walked out, I didn't like the market. I said it's too expensive. And 4 minutes later, I said it's gotten very cheap because it had just plummeted like that.
But the rumor I heard is that it was a typo, that some guy typed in billion instead of million.
Right. There's only an N between those two, so it's possible that it was a fat finger. But I've got to tell you, Jimmy, the scariest thing was we don't know. I mean, honestly, they called down the heads of the exchanges saying no one knows why it happened. I mean, not very confidence-inspiring.
But how is that possible, right? I mean, you think like that can't be the way.
It's all run by machines. They're very, there's no human touch involved. And the machines just speak to each other. It is the Terminator, okay? It's not only the rise of this, there's no John Connor. We need John Connor for the SEC.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no one in control whatsoever. I mean, it's a little frightening for the individual investor.
Okay. All right. Wow. Yeah, it is frightening when people lose all this money. I mean, what happened was it was a flash crash, and when the crash happens, all these people have their stop losses in there. Everybody just lost the money. And then they're in cash position. They couldn't get it back.
Well, that's
the market
the problem.
How fast did the market bounce back?
Yeah, it was only a few minutes. You know, I mean, it just rocketed back.
But then all those orders,
20 minutes.
All those orders were gone.
Yeah, they executed all the stop losses, so all that money was lost. Yeah,
oh,
and
gosh.
you know, however, you know, we had auto traders, and you know, I was able to dump. I mean, don't we have a video on that?
Yes,
I was able to
right
dump
after the
short
flash crash,
positions.
Ed was showcasing CoolTrade, one of the best products out there right now, and here it is. We've got him talking about the flash crash.
Let's talk about the flash crash day. I call that day a gift from God. When else are you ever going to be able to close out of 81 short positions in a 20-minute period and take profits? You know, usually you sit on a short position for forever and wait for it to really move, you know, to go down enough. The Dow dropped almost 1,000 points and then rocketed back within 30 minutes. If you weren't running a CoolTrade robotic trader, you couldn't take advantage of both sides of that market. Take advantage of the swing down and then grab all the longs and take advantage of the quick move back up. I heard other people who manually trade, the comments that they made. They absolutely hated that day, and I'm like, I mean, who makes 15 or 20% profit in a 20-minute period? I mean, that's beautiful.
Awesome. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that is something.
I mean, even if there are some conservative investors that they don't use shorts, so they wouldn't have gotten anything on the downside there.
Right.
But the whole idea is that
I don't short anymore, by the way.
Oh,
because
really?
Shorting has unlimited upside risk. I see no reason to do that. On a long side, it can only go down 100%. But if Microsoft goes down 100%, pretty much there's no stock market anyways, right?
Right, but even so, when that market crashed, there was that opportunity right there at the bottom for a minute.
Right.
Where you had to be lightning quick, and the only thing lightning quick right now is automation. So you've got a system in there that can actually see, oh wow, look, the market is really discounted. It's probably going to go up a lot right now. Go buy some stock in there, put it in some of those biggest stocks that had just flash crashed down, and then they just shoot right back up. Market shot up 10%.
The thing is, you don't need to predict those kind of things, Pace.
Right.
Actually, the stock is down. Your stock is down dramatically from your last position, right? From the last time you bought the stock. And so you're just buying more shares at a lower price.
Right.
And you don't know if it's going to go up, but if it goes up, you're going to make money on that lower position. So you don't dollar cost average. Leave the one that you bought at the top, the first one that you may have bought a year ago even. It doesn't matter. And sell the one that you bought at the bottom and take profit. Now, if it doesn't go up from the bottom, don't worry about it. Because if it goes lower, then fine. We'll lower the bar down there and we'll buy more at a lower price even there. And what are they going to do? Keep running the stock down until there's no company?
Okay, so we want to understand a little bit more about how this actually works. So you're not afraid of this flash crash. Well, first of all, let's give everybody the phone number and the website to get a free demo of this CoolTrade software that actually would have saved you in the flash crash. You need to find out how to get access to the CoolTrade system. You can call or text 480-787-2777 or go to CoolTradeRadio.com, just the name of our show.com. Seats are limited for our free online demo, though, so we got to reserve your spot now. All attendees to the free demo are also going to get an exclusive discount on the CoolTrade system. We don't do this all the time. You got to reach out now. Call or text your name and email to 480-787-2777, or if you want, you can go online to CoolTradeRadio.com. So that's 480-787-2777. Call or text, or go online to CoolTradeRadio.com. Remember, the spots are limited because we need to make time to give everybody personal attention and to get your questions answered. This isn't just a black box, and we're really going to try to take care of you. Last time, again, the number is 480-787-2777. Reach out now to get the exclusive discount on CoolTrade and start taking profits.
Pace, you were saying that you want to give special attention, and you said that there are going to be questions. Of course there are going to be questions. Because if you're saying, if I asked everyone, would you want a machine that sits in a corner and just takes profits all day as the stock market wiggles around? Everyone would say yes. Mm-hmm. But, that's where the questions come in.
Yeah.
Because a lot of, you say, yes, you would want that if you believed it was real, but right away you go, well, that can't be real. But, but the stock market, that's all it does is go up and down.
Well, if it's real, you probably have to know a lot about the stock market, right?
No, the less you know, the better.
But you don't, don't you have to know, how to craft these things and see a bunch of charts and graphs?
No, oh God. Yeah, that's every other system out there. CoolTrade's not like that. CoolTrade is running strategies that have been running for years, since at least 2009.
Oh.
And, it's designed, it's not magic. CoolTrade takes profits. That's the bottom line. If you buy a stock and it goes up, even if it goes up a nickel or a dime, you take profits. If I asked you, if you found $50 on the ground, would you pick it up? Your answer would be yes, absolutely, without even thinking about it. There you go. The stock's up a nickel. Grab your $50. What are you waiting for?
So just the mechanics a little bit. We're saying, say, Microsoft or something, you would just define a goal, a strategy, some rules that you would just tell the trader, okay, when it's down, buy. When it's up, sell. Is it that simple?
It actually is that simple. And I think if you try to make it harder than that, then you're trying to do what Jim Cramer said. He said that in that flash crash, when the market crashed, no one knew what happened. What is that? When he said that, what did that mean? No one knew. No one ever knows what happened, why the market did anything, and they just make up stuff. They say, okay, the market crashed today because China did this or something. It's like, no, why didn't you tell me that ahead of time? Why didn't you tell me that, hey, China's going to do this and that market's going to crash? We never hear about the reasons ahead of time. We always hear about it after the fact. However, something did happen that was very unique on the May 5th, 2010 crash.
Yeah.
Actually, I believe the crash was on May 6th. And the day before that crash, now I didn't pay attention to it, but the auto traders capitalized on a huge move on that day. And I didn't think about it until afterwards, but then the very next day we had the 2010 flash crash.
Wait,
I personally feel that somebody was fine-tuning their program the day before.
Oh, wait, so we weren't. So there's like, maybe we're not calling it a conspiracy, but
no.
But we're saying we're not saying that the CoolTrade was predicting a future crash.
CoolTrade, nobody can predict anything when it comes to the stock market.
It's just like when there's an earthquake, there are going to be some shifts before it.
Seismic activity, yeah, sure.
And there's going to be aftershocks. Like when it's like an experienced trader would say that there are these levels where it trades at, and then there's some friction, and then it changes, and then it just bounces back and forth. It's like a heart attack. You have warning signs when things start to go bad. And so what you're saying is the rules, as long as they're set up, as long as they're designed correctly,
can pick up a lot of stuff before you can look at charts and see it.
Right.
Just like the 2008 crash, the CoolTrade auto traders saw that coming 2 weeks in advance. Now, I didn't notice it, but at the time I was also long and short. I was long and short. Like I said, I don't short anymore because I know that has unlimited upside risk. But at the time, I had 6 auto traders long and 6 were short. Within 2 weeks before the market crashed, all the longs started closing out. And it was a very simple rule. The 5-day moving average went below the 18-day moving average. So we closed out of all the longs, and the auto traders, we didn't do it. The auto traders did it. The auto traders started, the shorting strategy kicked in because the 5-day moving average was below the 18. It just crossed into a long-term downtrend.
There you go. So the rules are just predefined in there, and that's just how it's set up. So right. You're really it's just set up automatically. It just takes the profits when they come.
Right. Well, you're at ease with the market pace. I'll tell you. You just let the computer do what it does, just like you let your car computer do what it does.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Wouldn't it be nice to find a $50 bill today? Now imagine finding $50, $100, even $500 every day. The money in the stock market is the same as the money in your wallet, so when your stocks are up, why not take the profit? But who has the time to monitor the market? CoolTrade does, on your computer. CoolTrade, one of the only fully automated stock trading software platforms available to the public, does it all while you're out living your life. Pretty simple, pretty smart. CoolTrade.
Awesome. So yeah, that's the whole idea. I just got to set it up automatically. Right before the break, I actually forgot to get the phone number out to people because not everybody's here all the time. 480-787-2777. That's 480-787-2777. Or you can go online to give us your information. We just need your name and your email. It's CoolTradeRadio.com. We're getting people onto an online demo, free demo, to see how this software works and to answer any questions that you have about it, because I'm sure you do have a lot. We want to give everybody some special attention. And also, any attendees on that webinar, and it's limited seating, are going to get an exclusive discount on the software. We can talk about that when we're on it. Give us a call. It's your name and email we just need, and obviously your phone number, 480-787-2777. That's 480-787-2777, or you can go to CoolTradeRadio.com. Make time for this. Do it now, 480-787-2777, and start taking profits. But thanks again for that story, Ed. You said basically it notices things that people don't because it's just working according to the rules. And, if something goes low and then goes high, something will happen.
It's just following sound, simple rules. Really, the stock market is just numbers going up and down. Birds pecking randomly, if you will. I hate to say that, but I have so many years, and I've talked to so many thousands of people, and CoolTrade's 10 years old. So, we didn't just create this overnight. And, the stock market's just, it's numbers going up and down, and there's no rhyme or reason, and it doesn't matter why. I think, we all know how to play checkers, chess, Monopoly, Risk, Stratego, Canasta, Pinochle. We know how to do all this stuff, but when it comes to the stock market, which is just numbers going up and down, everyone goes, well, I've been busy. I'm like, stop. It's just, you're making more out of it than it really is. You're listening to too much stuff. And I think, we're going to, I think over time, we'll talk about more of what the market is and how to take advantage of this great tool that society has given us.
But the flash crash wasn't the only time that that CoolTrade took advantage of those giant fluctuations in the market. Did in the crash of 2008 we still had CoolTrade? Did it do anything there, or was it?
Well, that was the greatest thing ever. It's what I was saying earlier. 2 weeks before that crash, the auto traders noticed that the 5-day moving average, it's one simple indicator. The 5-day moving average went below the 18-day moving average. Now, where did I learn that? I don't know. Some guys from New Jersey told it to me. And I used to give free training in my office for 7 years, and I gave an entire day to one person each week, and people flew in from all over the world for their one day. And people used to say, hey, you could charge for that. And I'm like, no, I don't want to charge anything. I just want to help. And when it was all over, 7 years later, I look back and I'm like, man, you couldn't pay for the education I got. Because so many people told me how they lost their money, and it was all common sense things. It's like, if you think about it, Pace, think about this. If somebody smashes up their car, you don't go, well, I'm never going to drive.
Right.
You go, no, he smashed up his car. What did he do? Did he hit ice, or did he just turn that wheel into that wall?
Right, yeah. People get spooked, and they, after they've lost, 50, 60, 80%?
And then you hear somebody lost all their money, and then what do you say? Well, I'm never going to go in the stock market. It's dangerous. No, he smashed his car into the wall. He did the same thing in the stock market. He put all his money in, and then when the market dropped, he sold it all at a loss. Instead of just putting his toe in the water and letting the thing drop some and adding more, only put 10% of your money in initially. And when the stock drops, add more.
Yeah, so we're definitely talking about being safe, designing your strategy effectively. Just because you've got something that can work a little bit more automatically with the market, you don't want to throw all your money in. You want to do it very effectively, and actually the system works better when you do that, right?
Well, actually, you put all your money is in the stock market. It's in your brokerage account, but the software is smart enough to say, hey, you know what? I'm only going to use a small part of this initially and only buy a few shares of a stock, and then when the stock goes lower, it has money to be able to take advantage of the discounts.
Right.
When the market really crashes, when you get down like that last crash a few years ago was so fantastic. Warren Buffett bought the railroads for pennies on the dollar. That's taking advantage of a good crash. That's when the rich get richer. That's when yachts are being bought.
Right.
Because the stock market's nothing more than money transferring from one account to another, and there's no product in between.
Yeah.
Again, the greatest invention in the history of the world, if you have an auto trader.
Right, and what we're talking about is that in that clip, he's saying it's machines, they're just talking to each other. CoolTrade isn't the only or the first automated trader, but it's the only one available to the public. So
right.
The problem
Pace, in the last crash, I heard them say when that Dow dropped 1,000 points a few months ago and then rocketed back in 5 minutes, it came back 500 points. I heard some analyst on TV, say something like, if you didn't have electronic trading, you couldn't take advantage of this. So leave that to the large institutions.
Yeah.
But the regular folks, just continue to dollar cost average into your mutual funds. Man, I was gagging when he said that. I'm like, man, tell the people about CoolTrade, will you?
Yeah, so you got the opportunity here that Wall Street has had for years, maybe decades. They've been doing this behind everybody's backs. They've been able to manipulate the market like this. But all we want to do is just safely trade. That's all we're trying to do.
And that's all it is. That's CoolTrade. You will be at ease with the stock market when you're running a robotic trader.
Well, then we want people to see it. We want to make sure you can get a demo of this. We're going to do a free demo of this, actually. We're only doing these a few times a week. We have to manage our time because we are processing a lot of orders. But this is we're going to give people our phone number and our website. Here's the number. Number is 480-787-2777. You can call or text, or you can go to CoolTradeRadio.com. Again, the number is 480-787-2777 or CoolTradeRadio.com. The seats are limited. We can only fit so many people in because we want to make sure everybody gets the right attention. We can answer all your questions. You're going to want to know how much experience this takes. It doesn't take any experience. We made this for the average investor. That's the automatic part of it. You don't need to be a mechanic to know how to drive a car.
Actually, I made it for the average investor.
Yeah, you did.
Thanks, Pace.
I didn't do it. If I said I did, I'm wrong. But yeah, again, the number is 480-787-2777, 480-787-2777. That's CoolTradeRadio.com. Spots are limited. Make sure you get in right now. Ed, thanks again for making the software. Well, we wanted to switch gears real quick, actually show people how this works. Let's compare. How does CoolTrade trade compared to the buy and hold that most people do? I mean, most people have their money in 401ks that are in mutual funds, and they can't do anything with it. Or even if they're invested straight in the market, most of those people are still buying and holding. Well, let's look at a company like, we're just going to take a couple stocks here and compare them and see what's the better deal if you buy and hold them over the past couple years versus CoolTrade. And you actually made this widget on the website. How does the strategy work?
Versus actively trading.
Okay.
So, it's, buying and selling versus just sitting on a stock and letting it go up and down. I mean, think about it common sense.
Yeah.
If you just buy a stock and you sit on it for 2 years.
Yeah.
So you bought it at one price and you're going to sell it at whatever the current price is. How much did it go up or down? That's how much you either made or lost in that 2 year period. Versus just take a look at any chart. Mm-hmm. It looks like an EKG chart.
Yeah.
Look at all the up and down movements. Look at all the buying and selling opportunities you passed up. Some of these stocks you could have traded 300 times.
Right. Yeah. People don't realize that. Yeah. The 7-point earthquakes don't happen all the time, but every second there's a 1.0 earthquake. It's happening right now. Earthquake's happening
every day.
right here.
I mean, even today. I mean, the Dow. I mean, I don't really look at it every day. I don't know. Somehow I know that the Dow was down over 100 points. I don't know where I saw it. I may have heard it or something.
You mean the Dow actually goes up and down even when you don't look at it, right?
Yeah. I don't control the market.
Yeah.
But there's a buying opportunity, and then I went and looked at one of my auto traders and I noticed that it bought 3 times today. So I'm like, hey, great. Now more than likely tomorrow the market will be up and it'll sell it all that it bought today. Thanks.
Okay. So we're looking at...
I said thanks for the free money.
Well, yeah, we'll look at how much free money you can get out here. Citigroup, okay, big company, the symbol's C. If you bought and held that, say from May of 2013, we're just looking at 2.5 years, 30 months to make the math easy. In this strategy, say you're actively trading it. Day traders know this, but you don't have to be a day trader. You don't have to make this your full-time job. You can have a system that does it for you. And so the strategy that you're trading, say you're looking for at least a 50 cent goal on each of your shares, you could have traded this 121 times. It's like more than once a week. All those ups and downs on Citigroup, instead of just buying and holding it the whole time. Say if you bought and held it for that time, you would have made $300 because it's up a tiny bit. It's up from 51 to 54 in the past 2.5 years.
In the meantime, you're plucking gray hairs out of your eyebrows.
Right, yeah. But yeah, you're not doing anything at all. You think the options are only doing nothing or day trading. Well, you can have it do it for you. If it did 121 trades, you would have made $8,700. Okay, now we don't want to cherry pick it. We'll do another quick one real quick.
No, but Citigroup, it's you don't expect them to go out of business overnight.
No, it's a good one to look at. Another great one is Microsoft. So that one actually went up a lot in the past 2.5 years. It went up from 34 to 55. So you would have made $2,000, say, if you're trading 100 shares of Microsoft. You'd be happy about that.
Actively trading or buying.
That's
hold.
just buying and holding. You're saying you made a bunch of money because you just held it. But if you actively traded it, you would have traded almost every week. You would have had 107 trades and made $8,000.
Again, no comparison.
Right.
I mean, there's no comparison. Buy and hold, in my opinion, is dead, and it's been dead for a lot of years.
Right.
And they used to say you can't time the stock market, and that was 10 years ago. When I was the one running around saying, automate, actively trade, that's what you have to do. Everyone, all the other analysts I heard on TV were saying, you can't time the stock market. You got to just buy and hold and dollar cost average in. But now everyone is starting to say, even Jim Cramer is saying it, actively trading is where it's at. You got to sell your stocks. You got to take that profit.
Well, what we're trying to do is we're trying to give people the power that these big banks have had, because they may be timing the market, but they've definitely not been buying and holding. They've been able to take all the ups and all the downs and make them useful for themselves. That's why they're making tons on their money.
Buy low, sell high. We already know that.
That's
and you
right.
don't have to necessarily take all the highs and the lows. It really doesn't matter. You buy a stock. If it goes down, you're buying more. The software buys more automatically. It actually manages the money, so you could take a stock all the way down to $1. It's Sun Tzu's Art of War. You've won the game before you even started. So before the software even buys the stock, it knows it has enough to ride that stock down to $1. So it doesn't matter whether the stock goes up or down. It's like, I don't care what the market does.
Well, thanks again, Ed.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks for listening to CoolTrade Radio. To see a free demo of the CoolTrade automated trading system, call or text 480-787-2777. That's 480-787-2777, or go online to CoolTradeRadio.com. CoolTrade does not give stock trading or strategy advice, including buy, sell, or hold recommendations. Any communication from CoolTrade personnel relating to the operation of CoolTrade is only intended for education purposes, running the CoolTrade platform in simulation mode. Unique trading experiences and past performance do not guarantee future results. Before trading in a live brokerage account, you should test your strategy in simulation mode and speak with your financial representative to ensure that the strategy is suitable for your investment profile. To contact CoolTrade for more information, call 480-787-2777 or go to CoolTradeRadio.com.